Hey guys, welcome back here. In last lecture we covered reducers, and in this lecture we'll start work with actions. I will show you wireframe first, and we covered store, reducers, and now we need to find a way how you can communicate with your reducers and update state in a store, and that's where actions come in. Okay, so let's go to coding editors, and here let's create actions. So into the source folder, create a new folder, and let's call it actions. And here a file, index.js. And actions are just objects. So you need to return object from a function. And these functions are called action creators because they are returning these actions. So let's export const and let's call it fetch rentals. And as I told you, this is just a function like this. And it returns object, and this will be your action. So return object, and type is required because your reducer need to know what action you are sending. So type, and let's call it fetch rentals like this. And let's send here also data, and I will send here rentals. We can go to reducers, to rental reducer, and I will cut all of the rentals from here. Just like this. Let's go to actions, and I will paste it here. Okay, and here return rentals. So I'll provide here rentals, and when a key and a value names are the same, you can remove key name rentals, and I will leave just the rentals, and this is the same. Okay, so we are returning our action of a type fetch rentals, and we are sending data rentals. Okay, let's go back to rental reducer. And here we need to remove these rentals because we don't have a rentals here anymore. And we'll send state just an empty array for now. And I can specify here new case. So let's write here case fetch rentals. So you see I'm catching for this fetch rentals I specify inside of action here. Fetch rentals. Okay, and like this, colon, and we want to return here return our state and also data we are sending on our action. So action dot rentals. Alright, so we are sending an old state and we are updating it with the data of the action rentals. Let's save everything and let's see inside of the browsers. And here we are getting error because of these curly braces. Let's remove them. So here and here, and now it should be fine. Save it, let's go back, and we have no errors, but we don't have any data. And that's because by default we are returning a state, which is an empty array, and we are not sending any actions to fetch rentals. So let's fix it. Go to rental list, and let's create here a component will mount, which is the best place to initialize your state. Component will mount, and component will mount is called before a render function. So like this. And we need to dispatch our action. So let's import our actions, import everything as actions from our list folder, our components, and now instead of actions. And we don't need to reference here index.js because when a file is called index, you don't need to include it inside of an import. It's included automatically. Okay, and now we can dispatch. So this props, dispatch, and actions, and a fetch rentals like this. Alright, let's save it. And by the way, this dispatch is available on a props because you are using here connect function. So providing additional functionality to your component. And this connect provides you this dispatch function. Okay, so let's save it and let's go back to browsers. And this props rentals is not a function. Okay, so let's go back and I will place here a debugger. So we will see what we are getting. I will inspect the page. Let's refresh. And now we are getting here rentals. Nothing here. Rentals, and we have a data here, so that's good. You can see our data. But we are assigning to rentals just the rentals, which is an object. And we need to assign to these rentals data. So let's go back and state rentals data like this. Let's save it now. Back to the browsers. Let's refresh it. And now we are assigning to rentals, and there is no data here, undefined. So this will throw an error because first time you're updating your state, you don't have a data here. You remember that in our reducers, first we sent the actions here, and it was something Redux init, and it came here, and we sent it back empty array, and this empty array came here, and there is no data on it. So we need to fix it, and the easiest way it would be create an initial state. So inside of a rental reducer, I will create a variable, and I will call it initial state like this. And this will be an object, and I will specify data on it. And data is empty array, which is gonna be our rentals. And I will assign to this state our initial state just like this. Let's save it, and let's take a look inside of the browsers. Let's wait for refresh. And now we can see we are getting rentals, and there is a data of empty array. So this is our initial state. I will fast forward, and now we are getting here rentals data, and we have our rentals here. Amazing. And now we are displaying apartments. So this works just perfectly. And let's see it one more time so you are sure what's happening here. Let's go to rental list. I will place the debugger here. Then I will go to actions. I will place the debugger here. And I will go to rental reducer, and I will place the debugger here. Alright, let's save it. To browser, inspect. Let's refresh. Alright, so let's check it out. Here you can see the type will be Redux init, that's fine. Let's fast forward it one more time. And now we are getting to map stated props. Okay, I will fast forward this, but this is important. Component will mount. So before render, we will call this dispatch, and we'll dispatch actions fetch rentals. So we'll move more forward, and now we're getting in the fetch rentals. And here we are returning just a object with the type of a fetch rentals, and the rentals from here. Let's go more forward, and we are getting inside of a reducer, and we are catching here for action type. And here you can see action type is a fetch rentals, and we are getting here our action object, where is our rentals we sent here, and a type. So we're going inside of a switch, action type is a fetch rentals, and we are getting inside of this catch fetch rentals, and we are returning state, our state from a before, and data with the action rentals, which is our rentals data. Okay, so I will move forward, I will close it, and here are our rentals. Alright guys, before we will close this lecture, I will do one small improvement. And here you can notice that this fetch rentals is a type, and it's just a string we are hard coding here. What if in the future we will change our action, we will change a type? You don't want to change it in all of the files. It will be great to create some variable for it. So let's do it. Instead of actions, create a new file, and let's call it types.js. And here I just create a variable fetch rentals. And this is just a string fetch rentals. And let's export it. So export const fetch rentals. Great. Now let's go to actions, index.js, and let's import it. So we'll import fetch rentals like this, and it's from types. So from types like this, and now I can send here type fetch rentals So our variable we created, not a string. Okay, and let's go to a rental reducer, and I will import these types here. So import fetch rentals, and it's from out of this folder to actions and to types. And here I will put instead of a case our fetch rentals variable, like this. Let's save everything, and let's remove these debuggers. We don't need them anymore here. And it was instead of actions here, all of debuggers, and there is clear rental list, debugger here, and debugger in map state to props. Okay, save everything now. Let's go back to browsers, and everything works just fine. Alright guys, so that should be it for this lecture. And in the next lecture, we'll create a new action, and we will get a rental by ID. So when you navigate to rental detail page, I want to get this ID from URL, and I want to send the action to get rental by this ID from a rental array we specified instead of a index.js. So this. Alright guys, so that's for the next lecture, and see you there.